Well, let's talk a little bit about Romney. You all called him a fraud last week, and you promised people, I think your quote was, look, you may not agree with me, but I will never con you. Were you accusing Mitt Romney of being a fraud or a con man when he said he was the only real Republican in the race?
I think we've all got to be honest about our records. I think that my record is very clear of more than 20 years of being a conservative Republican. I've taken some positions on issues that some Republicans or many Republicans may not agree with, but my record has been straightforward.
Well, what about his? Why did you say those things about His record is very clear that he ran in Massachusetts as a very liberal Republican. He said he didn't support President Reagan, said he didn't want to go back to the Bush-Reagan years, voted for a Democrat for president, supported a Democrat candidate here in New Hampshire, had liberal positions on literally every issue. I think we owe the voters our respect before we get their respect. And that respect means being straightforward on your record, run on your record, and justify the positions that you took. And so I don't think that it's appropriate to say, as Governor Romney did, that he's the only person that represents the Republican Party. In fact, he certainly doesn't represent the Republican Party that he characterized himself as such some years ago. Well, do you think he's a flip-flopper? Do you think he's an opportunist? Or do you think, as he would argue on the abortion question, for example, that his position has just evolved?
Well, it's not just the abortion issue, although he certainly was passionate in his advocacy for being pro-choice, but it's not. I mean, look at literally every major issue, whether it be immigration reform or taxes or in immigration or any other issue. There has been changes in his position, and perhaps all of those are evolved. But I think that brings to mind the question isn't consistency on fundamental issues an important factor in this race? And I don't think that consistency has been there.
You also